flint. I can see you all thinking, goodness me, whatever difference is that going to make to them? But what they would do is, instead of having the hand axe, which I passed around to you earlier, they'd have a piece of flint and they'd shape it into a piece of jargon, archaeologists call it a core, and then what they would do is take a piece of antler, more than likely, and go donk on the top like that, and off would pop a load of long, thin pieces of flint, like this one. And you can probably already start to think of the advantages of this over a hand axe. You know, the hand axe, you've got one tool, it's a big piece of flint that you need to start with really to make it. Whereas a piece of flint like this, think how many tools you could get from this one piece of flint. And they certainly made the most of it, those modern humans. They started to make all sorts of different tools. And because they could make so many different tools, it meant they could work more materials. Things like bone and antler, which had occasionally been used, but not very much. Going back to your question at the beginning, they hadn't really been used to their full potential before that. And one of the things they could make, I've just walked around, hopefully you'll be able to see it. If not, I'll pass it around at the end. It's very tiny. A very commonplace item, object to us. Does anyone recognise it? A needle. A needle and thread, exactly. Now to us, a needle and thread is very ordinary. You know, most of you have probably got one at home somewhere in a sewing box. In the Stone Age, it would have been a revolution. Because it meant that they could sew sophisticated clothing, and it helped them survive and thrive in a much greater range of environments. So it's a really important thing. This one's made from the bone of a roe deer, the leg bone, with stone tools. So just to demonstrate that they could have made them quite successfully, and they did. Just one more thing I wanted to show you about this. I'll just bring it round. Hopefully you'll be able to see. I'm sorry, it's not a huge illustration. It's a skeleton when it comes round to you, and it's covered in lots of tiny little white dots. You see at the back there. And each one of those dots is a bead. And each one of those beads...
Hang on. Yeah,
there we go.
Got it, yes.
Each one of those beads is made from mammoth ivory. And modern experiments have shown that it takes about half an hour to 3/4 of an hour to make each bead, which just shows you, I think, how sophisticated they could have made their clothing.